It was a lazy Saturday afternoon, the kind that lulls you into thinking danger is a distant myth. Children's laughter bounced off driveways, the smoky scent of grilling burgers wafted from a nearby yard, and sprinklers wove patterns across manicured lawns. My 6-year-old son, Ethan, knelt in front of our house, lost in his masterpiece, a vibrant green dragon scrawled in sidewalk chalk. His dark curls gleamed under the sun, his face streaked with colors as he hummed softly. I smiled, savoring the innocence of the moment. Then, a black SUV rolled up, shattering the calm. No plates, no decals, just dark-tinted windows that screamed trouble. It stopped dead at our curb, deliberate, predatory. 2 men stepped out, dressed in crisp navy uniforms with bold white patches reading HOA. No badges, no names, just heavy boots and mirrored sunglasses. The taller one, broad-shouldered with a shaved head, clutched a clipboard like a weapon, scanning the street. His partner, wiry and twitchy, locked eyes on Ethan. Sidewalk defacement, the tall one barked. Community violation. I blinked, stunned. Excuse me. HOA policy bans unsanctioned markings on shared property, he said, not even glancing my way. Before I could respond, the wiry one lunged, grabbing Ethan's wrist. We're taking him to HOA security, he said, his voice ice-cold, already tugging my son toward the SUV. The world froze. Ethan's sharp cry pierced the air, not pain, but fear. My heart pounded as I shoved the man's arm away. Get your hands off my son, I screamed. Ma'am, step aside. We're authorized, the tall one growled, but his tone was wrong. Too rehearsed, too hollow. Then the front door creaked open, and a voice cut through the chaos, low and lethal. I suggest you let go of my grandson. Now. My father, James Carter, didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. A retired Marine with decades of combat experience, he carried a quiet authority that could silence a battlefield. He stepped onto the driveway in a faded Marine Corps tee, coffee mug in hand, but his eyes were locked on the man holding Ethan. The air shifted, heavy with tension. The wiry man froze, prey sensing a hunter. James repeated, "Let go." Now. His voice was a blade, steady and unyielding. The tall one stepped forward, chest puffed. Sir, we're conducting official HOA business. You're interfering. James took a step closer, unbothered. You're impersonating authority. I know the real HOA board. They don't snatch kids off the street. You're out of line. You're about 2 minutes from making headlines, the tall one snapped, but his voice cracked, betraying nerves. James pulled out his phone, recording. Let's see if your boss likes viral felony footage. Panic flickered in their eyes. We're authorized, the bald man shouted, but it sounded desperate. Then show me, James said, still filming. Badge numbers. IDs. Paperwork. Silence. Then, chaos erupted. The wiry one yanked Ethan's arm, dragging him toward the SUV. Ethan screamed. I lunged, but James was faster. In one fluid motion, he dropped his phone and charged, slamming his shoulder into the man's chest like a battering ram. The impact lifted the guy off his feet, sending him crashing onto the pavement with a bone-jarring thud. Gasps echoed from neighbors' yards. A dog barked frantically. Ethan stumbled into my arms, trembling, clutching me tightly. The tall man gaped, stunned, as his partner groaned on the ground. But James wasn't done. The bald man stammered. You just assaulted. James pivoted, closing the gap in a heartbeat. With a move straight out of combat training, he twisted the man's wrist, slammed him against the SUV, and pinned him there. The vehicle rocked from the force. Keep talking, James growled, and I'll add resisting. You're not a cop, the man gasped, face red with pain. Damn right I'm not, James said, pressing harder. But I've taken down worse than you in war zones with no backup. Neighbors poured out, phones raised, recording. I'm calling the police, someone yelled. Sirens wailed in the distance, closing fast. 2 squad cars screeched to a halt, real officers spilling out, badges, vests, radios. Step back, one shouted. James raised his hands, stepping away calmly. They tried to take my son, I yelled, holding Ethan. They're fake HOA cops. The officers moved swiftly. The wiry man, still dazed, was cuffed. The bald one, whimpering, offered no resistance. Their IDs? Fake. No HOA credentials, just cheap patches and stolen authority. An officer turned to James. You tackled him? He grabbed my grandson, James said, pointing to his phone, still recording on the grass. The officer exhaled. Thank God you stopped them. The truth unraveled fast. These weren't lone impostors. They were part of a criminal ring targeting families across the suburbs, posing as HOA enforcers to extort money or worse. They'd hit 5 neighborhoods before ours, preying on kids and the elderly, banking on fear and compliance. James's takedown, caught on video, went viral. News outlets swarmed. Victims from other towns came forward. Charges piled up: impersonation, attempted kidnapping, assault. The DA promised jail time. James shrugged off the spotlight. When a reporter asked how he reacted so fast, he said, "You don't touch a kid. Not on my watch." We painted Ethan's dragon permanently on the driveway, a symbol of defiance. Those fake cops? They're trading concrete for prison bars. But here's where it gets messy. Some online comments called James a hero. Others argued he went too far, risking lives with vigilante moves. Was his force justified, or should he have waited for the police? And what about the bigger picture? How far would you go to protect your family? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was James right to act, or did he cross a line? Share your take on where trust and instinct collide in moments like this. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep this conversation going. Your voice could spark the next big debate.